if you could bring back any canceled TV series, which show would you bring back?
All right. So straight up canceled, meaning not that it there was some strike or sometimes they don't get canceled. Sometimes they just end on various reasons. There's just like lack of funding.
Yeah, I do want to add a caveat to this because there's a couple of shows that I liked, and they found out that they were going to be, quote unquote, ending early. And so they fucked them up because they didn't have time to finish out the series. Mm-hmm. And this will make sense with my answer when I get to it. So I will accept shows like that as well. Like the shows that ended, we'll just say, sort of abruptly.
Prematurely?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So one of my favorite guilty pleasures from like the mid 90s, or maybe it was like late 90s. It was called Freaks and Geeks. I was a big fan of that show. It was 3 seasons. Had a young James Franco and Seth Rogen on it. It ended abruptly. Sucked. It was a great show. I would bring that back. Now, with those same characters, probably not. I don't even know if it'd have the same pizzazz, because I watched it when I was in high school, and I related to those clowns. Made me feel good about myself. Made me feel good in my plums. But I did. Freaks and Geeks comes to mind. I'd have to think of like an insurance policy answer, but that's number one. I'll let Alan answer and see if I come up with anything else.
Okay. I mean, there's I would think initially I was thinking about the cartoons I really liked Kablam on Nickelodeon back in the day. You know what I mean? Things like that. But what show that more recently that I've really loved, and I know a few people that also were on board with it, that ended, I think, far too soon. It was a show called Happy Endings, and it was on ABC. Yeah, no, it was just a sitcom, but it was like wonderfully casted. It had Damon Wayans Jr. in it and a couple other people.
Yes, I remember that.
It's phenomenal. Yeah. It's very witty. It's a great, I guess, our age kind of, you know what I mean?
Our age, but adults, grown up.
Yes. Yeah. Like, not,
which we are right now.
It was like the first sitcom where you watched it, where I kind of watched it and was like, oh, we're not just 22-year-old drunkards. These are adults with jobs and homes and things, but still assholes. So rightly so. So I highly suggest it to both of you if you haven't watched it at all. It's really fucking good. There's only 3 seasons of it, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
That dark hair broad's pretty cute.
They're all comedic actors. Alicia Cuthbert's in it, the broad from what was it, The Girl Next Door, the little blonde girl. Yeah. She's also hilarious. Yeah, it's just a really well casted show that I think it ran up against tough other shows at the time that came out, that things that are still on the air, and it just never found its home. But a very good show. Happy
Endings, good one. All right, so we got Freaks and Geeks, we got Happy Endings. Murr is going to come at us with I don't know, some sort of reiteration of I don't know, Play-Doh Man or something like that.
No. The thing is, I have several, and I don't know how to narrow them down. Quantum Leap was the first one that jumped into mind because Quantum Leap
was canceled.
It was canceled, and when they found out they were canceled, they recorded a bullshit 15-minute ending, and since they didn't know how to end it, they were like, Sam's fucked. He's just going to be trapped in this shit forever. And so he had to keep leaping. And it was like, what? There's no resolution to this show? So I'd want to bring it back. And I feel like a show like that, they could bring it back right now. Like Scott Bakula, still caught in the fucking loop of the Matrix.
Yeah.
And Sam Beckett is finally, how does he get out of this joint? And finally figures out how to. So I'd like them to bring it back for a season or 2, kind of like what they did with Arrested Development. That was canceled, and then Netflix was like, "Hey, come on, we gotta end this thing. Let's create a 2-3 season arc, and we'll just end this fucker." What was one of my other ones? I'd like them to redo Lost. I'd like the ending to be different, so I'd like to bring it back just to fix that shit. Game of Thrones. I'd like one more season to fix that fucker. I have several that I'd like to bring back just to fix, but I think my number one is Quantum Leap, because that was one of the first quote unquote adult shows that I remember watching, with my dad and my family, and just like that was appointment television for us. And it was just at the very end, like, oh, we were sad, like, oh, Quantum Leap's ending. Oh, how's this gonna end? With it not ending. Perfect. Thanks, Hollywood assholes.
He's stuck in the quantum. That's an ending. That's it. God.
Ending with never.
Shame on you for not being able to understand Hollywood writing. That's all I got to say about that.
Or if we wanted to bring back a show, news radio. I would like to see.
Hell yeah.
That show got fucked.
It'd be tough. No Phil Hartman.
But yeah, I mean, they had acting. John Lovitz. Like, John Lovitz did a fine job when he came back. It's just they kept moving its time slot, and people just forgot where to find it.
Yeah.
And it just went away.
Maybe Dear John with what's his face from Taxi. That met a muddy end.
Hold on, I need to know his name. What's his name? He's got a weird, heavily Jewish guy. He played Jeff Goldblum's dad in Independence Day.
Fuck, I forgot. I forget his name. Shit.
Come on, Wes.
The wheels are turning here. God, I've got a few IPAs in me.
Just go look it up.
Louis Anderson, I think. Or is it...
I didn't play that part.
Judd Hirsch. Yeah.
Judd Hirsch.
Is it male prostitutes licking whipped cream out of Louis Anderson's asshole? Is that the answer?
X gets the square.